Oh, hello. Hang on just a second. Just a second. Where is my camera? Oh, there it is. I just didn't have the camera turned on for some reason. I don't know. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, June the 3rd, and I'm Chris Allen here with your 270 weather for the 270 area code and beyond. We didn't hit 90 today. We hit 89, which was the predicted high. But I said, if you were watching me yesterday or watching me on television this morning, I said, we could hit 90 today. If not today, then maybe tomorrow. So now it's maybe tomorrow. It got awful close, 89.4, something like that. It was close. It tried awfully hard to hit 90 for the first time this year today, but it's just wasn't meant to be. But maybe tomorrow it is going to hit it. And that'll be the first time in 2025 that we've hit 90 degrees. So let's look at the numbers. But before I do, well, I can go back to this. Let me do the numbers here. Since I'm talking about the numbers, today the official high at the Bowling Green Airport, 89, 5 degrees above the normal of 84. Now, some of you, maybe with your front porch thermometer hit 90, and there may be some Kentucky MesoNet sites that hit 90 today. But what goes down in the books, the record books, as the official high temperature is what's recorded at the Bowling Green Airport, and it was 89. And the low was 62. And of course, as you know, no rainfall past 24 hours. It has been a very dry but very warm and muggy day, and that pattern is going to continue. It is going to continue. Let me tell you, it's going to continue for a little bit longer. Let's go to the plain old cam here at Officialia. Some kids playing across the street, as you see there, live at 7:51 p.m. And you can see that we still have some of that haze and smoke in the sky from the Canadian wildfires, and we're going to continue to see that until it rains. So, yeah, same thing, different day, pretty much. It is almost, you can almost smell. I just noticed when I was outside this afternoon, you could almost smell some smoke in the air. So not only are we seeing it, giving that kind of a brownish, orange, kind of pink looking hue to the sky, it is, you can also sometimes smell the smoke. Yeah, so it's out there, and it's going to be with us until, like I said, it rains, and the rain will come in and start to take it out of here. But until that happens, we're going to continue to have that smoke from a distant fire. Sanford Townsend Band. Your kiss is like a smoke from a distant fire. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. The only hit song recorded by the Sanford Townsend Band, circa 1976, recorded in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. I know this stuff. It's all up here, ladies and gentlemen. I have a musical library. That's why I did radio for so long. I still know it though. All right, let's get to the maps. Let me show you what's going on. Let's see. The first thing I want to get to though, let's check the MesoNet because that is going to tell us who, if anybody, hit 90 degrees today for an official high temperature. And I bet you somebody did. Right now, At the current time, 7:53. Let's see who's got what out here. It's just updating. Okay, there we go. Zoom in. Scoot the map up. Here we go. So we're seeing lots of well, upper 70s and even still some low 80s here in Bowling Green at the Ag Expo Kentucky MesoNet Sensor. It is 81, but at the sensor located at the National Corvette Museum, or the Corvette plant, actually, 79 right there. Well, it's still got a few 80s here showing up here and there, but let's look at high temperatures for the day. And for that, we go under max air temp, maximum air temperature at all of these sensors. Do you think we're going to see a 90? I haven't looked already. I haven't looked. So this will be a surprise to me as it is to you. So let's see if anybody hit 90. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Looking, looking. You see one yet? I see one. And the only one in the 270 that hit 90 today, Cumberland County, Burkesville. You're the winner. You hit 90 today, possibly for the first time this year. I'm surprised that nobody else hit 90 except for Burkesville. Let's see, is there an 89? Oh, yeah, I see an 89. Butler County, Morgantown hit 89 this afternoon. Okay, any more? It's a nice little game. It's kind of fun to see who did what. But yeah, there was a 90 and then an 89. Now we did hit 88 at the Ag Expo Center, and at the Corvette plant, 87 was recorded as the high temperature. But no 90 except for Burkesville. Okay. Good job there, And here's a weird thing. Burkesville is usually the coolest, especially during the winter time and early spring. If you watch me for a while, I would say everybody's looking at so-and-so temperature except for Burkesville down near the Cumberland River. That sensor tends to read cooler than all the rest of them because of where it sits. The elevation is low next to the river, and usually it's colder. This time, you were the hottest today out of all these places. That's pretty unique. Winds right now coming out of the south, and that's one of the reasons why we had such warm air today, and the humid air too. Winds coming out of the south, Gulf, warmth and moisture. Winds are pretty calm right now. They've been breezy today from the south at 10 to 15, even up to 20 miles per hour. Let's check the moisture content. We first go to the dew point. And yeah, the dew points have been muggy, and they still are. Anything above 60 is considered muggy. And the deeper you go into the 60s, like 65, 66, and you get closer to 70, like that 68 over here is that Cadiz? Yeah, Trigg County. That's extra thick and just kind of mugginess. And we're going to have that the next few days. In fact, some of these dew point numbers may get close to 70 or above. That's some extra muggy air. Just get ready. It's going to be part of what we're going to deal with over the coming days. All right. Let's go to now the weather maps, and we'll take a look and see what we got coming. Right at the moment, that gray that you see right there over the 270 and Warren County and much of the I-65 corridor, smoke. 'Cause your eyes are a mist from a smoke of a distant fire. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna have that. That's gonna be an earworm now in everybody's head, that song. You won't be able to get it out of your head. All right. You're welcome. Uh, here we go into early tomorrow morning. Pretty quiet night. There could be some patchy fog out east of us in the higher elevations of eastern Kentucky and some more of that haze. Look what's coming in, though, from the northwest. That's that very slow moving cold front, which is just going to take its own sweet time getting here. So here we go into 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. We start dry. It's going to be another day just like today. It's going to be warm. It's going to be humid with hazy sunshine. As we go into the afternoon, we'll see some of that rain to the west edging ever so closer. A little bit more as we get into tomorrow night around this time. You can see the front back here in Missouri stalling out. Will come kind of push ahead of it, mostly daytime heating. The sun heats up, the moisture, we get a few pop-up showers maybe tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening with the daytime heating popping the lid of warm air that's sitting on top of us. Not everybody's going to see that, but some of you will, especially west of Bowling Green. I think you could see some of that tomorrow. Now, here we go into early Thursday. As you see here, the front no longer stalled, but it does kind of take on a quasi stationary form. In other words, it comes to a rolling stop. It doesn't really stop, but it's not really moving all that much. So it's just kind of lingering back here in the Missouri. It's going to continue to linger into Thursday evening, and this is when we begin to see better coverage of rain. I think if you still need to mow your lawn or do something outdoors tomorrow, you should be fine. But if you live west of Bowling Green tomorrow, um, or you're in west of 65, small possibility of a shower tomorrow. Better chance, as you see here, for Thursday evening. Now we go into Friday, and that's when I think we're going to see the heaviest rainfall. This is 7 a.m. Friday morning, and there you see the front still pretty much in the same area. But then we start to get these little disturbances, these little kinks in the line, these little pieces of energy that get ricocheted off of the frontal boundary itself. And that's going to set off more showers and thunderstorms. And some of these could contain some heavy rain. And there's also a maybe we'll see a severe weather threat. I don't think it's going to be a big one. I'll show you that in a minute. Here's Saturday morning. The front starts to make some headway now. It's starting to move east. Heaviest rains begin to move gradually from Friday night into Saturday morning into eastern Kentucky. But we'll still get plenty of rain even on Saturday, more scattered in nature. Sunday, look, that front stalls out again. Doggone it. These fronts like to come and just park right here, either above us or below us or right here across southern Kentucky. I mean, this one's going to park right here across the whole two and part of the 606 on Sunday. Here's Monday. Look, it doesn't change much, but there's an area of low pressure, and around it, we may start to get a out. But here we go into Tuesday, gradually, and I mean ever so gradually, the rains will begin to push off to the east. So we're talking about, for some of you, starting tomorrow afternoon. You're going to get rain. So then we go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're talking about 6 days of rain starting tomorrow afternoon for some of you. Yeah, it's not going to be like April, but it's just going to be one of those sloppy patterns that doesn't want to go away. So let's look at the possibility of severe weather. I don't think it's a big deal. Now, let's see, today that was the severe weather threat back northwest. And right now, there are tornado warnings going on in Illinois, moving out of Iowa. Davenport, Iowa just had some very heavy rain and a couple of tornado warnings. So, yeah, they're getting the severe weather. Here is the severe weather threat for tomorrow, Wednesday, June 4th. We're in the general garden variety thunderstorms, a level 1 marginal risk for some severe weather tomorrow as the front approaches east of St. Louis. And we're talking about Mount Vernon, Illinois, maybe up to Effingham, over to Indianapolis, up to Chicago. Those places will get some of the severe weather tomorrow, but not us. We go into Thursday, garden variety, general thunderstorms. The severe weather threat would back to the west. Now, on Friday, do still see a potential severe weather threat, but from just west of Bowling Green and much of western Kentucky, including Madisonville, Paducah, Murray, Mayfield, uh, yeah, Cadiz, Hopkinsville, those places, a severe weather threat. And if things look a little more, shall we say, developed or a little more intense, possibly, then that severe weather risk area could be extended further east to take in Bowling Green. It's a possibility. But as we've seen lately, we've had at least two occasions where we've had severe weather where there was not an outlook. Keep that in mind. You do not have to have a severe weather outlook to get a severe storm or even a tornado. I bring up Washington County last week. They were not even in a risk area, but you saw what happened. Unfortunately, one fatality from that tornado. So it looks like after Friday, things are pretty quiet once we get past Friday. Okay. Let's go to the model viewer, the blender, I call it. And let's check temperatures the next 10 days. And there we have that 89 tomorrow. And we could hit 89 again or maybe 90 for the first time this year. Then we start to see temperatures fall off a bit into the mid 80s, then maybe even lower 80s for a few days into the weekend. And that's because of rain chances. But I got to tell you, just from looking at everything that I see, and I've been, I go through and I make all my marks. I go through the raw data and put my marks here. Every single day that I'm looking at, the humidity, the dew points are high. We're not going to get a break from the really sticky air all the way through next Tuesday. Every single day is going to be humid. Even though the temperature might go down because of rain, the humidity levels or the dew points are still going to be well into the 60s and maybe even on a few days hit 70. That's sticky air. And there you see, we go from low to mid 80s next week and then back into the mid and upper 80s by next weekend. Yuck, yuck, yuck. But you know, summer is about here, and it's just going to be this way. I don't think much is going to change in that regard. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast: 89, maybe 90 tomorrow, 86 Thursday. Now, Thursday is the beginning of the 400-mile yard sale, which runs through Sunday. Duncan Hines days are still going on this week. So we got a lot of things going on outdoors. You're just going to have to do your best to uh, stay on guard and stay aware. Keep the News 40 weather app on your phone, and you can scan it right there with that QR code that's up in the top corner or midway up the top of that graphic. Just scan that with your phone, download it to your phone, and that way you've got radar and you get alerts instantly to your phone. If you're out there doing the yard sale and you see a black cloud coming up, your phone will tell you if you're in the path of something dangerous. So I would, especially if you're one of those that's setting up a booth or you've got an awning or something set up along 68 for the yard sale and you've got all your stuff out there. First of all, I would have some tarps ready to go just in case, because as you see there, every single day during the yard sale, there's going to be rain. Not continuous, but scattered showers, thunderstorms each and every day. Muggy, highs in the 80s all the way through. I'm still going to be out there. I'm going to go out there just like I do every year. I don't know which way I'm going to go though. I don't know if I'm going to go west or east. One year, a couple of years, I've gone all the way up to Maysville. Maysville, you know where Maysville is? It's all the way up 68. You go through Lexington, you go through all that, and then you go on up all the way to the Ohio River. That's Maysville, and it's a gorgeous little town. In fact, if you get on the old 68, which runs parallel to the more common 68 highway, there are a bunch of old villages like log cabins and old post offices and churches and stuff that go way back to the early settlement of Kentucky. It's historic, and they line the streets with all kinds of festival stuff and crafts and arts and music and reenactments. Maysville, Kentucky, right on the Ohio River. Then you go over just a little bit west of Maysville, and you can follow the Ohio River, and it's just beautiful. It just really is. So I may go that way, or I may go west and go all the way over to Paducah and go through Grand Rivers and Trigg County and Callaway County and all those places. I may go that way. I don't know, but anyway, 400-mile yard sale. It's a big deal. It's going to be a great time this weekend. All right, that's going to do it. It's almost my bedtime. As you can see, it's 8:13, and I need to probably turn in here about 8:30, 8:45, so I can get up at 3 to get ready for News 40 Sunrise, which is at 6 tomorrow morning on News 40. In the meantime, you guys have a great evening. Thank you, as always, for watching 270 Weather, and God bless.